Last weekend, we planned a trip to the Zaxton Bog to try to see great gray owls and other northern birds that can only be found in the bog. After not getting much snow all winter, we were surprised to wake up to 6 inches of fresh snow for our drive in.
Hanging on the promises and songs of yesterday, and I've made up my mind.
I was pessimistic that we wouldn't see many birds because it was still snowing. But after dusting off the feeders on Admiral Road, the Canada jays, woodpeckers, and nuthatches showed up. We also noticed many big flocks of white-winged crossbills, which were tough to photograph because they always land in the top of trees. We were hoping the pine marten would make an appearance. When he didn't show, we took a quick walk at Augie's Bog Walk. Tragically, they were out of carved wooden owls, which seemed to be a bad sign for how the day would go. We returned to look at the feeders and get some more pictures of purple finches, which are abundant this year, but still no pine marten. We moved on to continue searching for owls, but instead we kept finding rough grouse way on the end of birch branches. Until finally, there was a great gray owl in the ditch right alongside the road, but I missed it turning the car around. I only got this terrible picture way in the woods. We decided to check out a snowy owl that had been reported. That was even further away. Yes, that white speck above the deer stand. Earlier this year, we had taken a picture of one on a light post at the airport, which proceeded to fly right over our head. Unfortunately, it was too dark. Unfortunately, this one was too far away. There seems to be an eruption of snowy owls this year, as they are being reported everywhere, so hopefully we'll have more photo opportunities. We decided to hit up the Winterberry Bog Walk in hopes of finding the blackback woodpecker. We were excited to see other birders with cameras out. Finally, success! The woodpecker was busy foraging for beetles in the perfect location and not at all bothered by our presence. None of us or the other birders had ever seen one before, as they are pretty rare in Minnesota. It was awesome to see a rare bird on a day when it was so difficult to see any birds.
On the nighttime into the day, do the song about a sweet love and more, and do the song about the night, really do the walk. I've been walking these streets so long, singing the same old song. I know every crack in these dirty sidewalks of Broadway, where hustle's the name of the game, and nice guys get washed away like the snow and the rain. There's been a load of compromising on the road to my horizon, but I'm gonna be where the lights are shining on me, like a rhinestone cowboy
Black-backed woodpeckers look pretty similar to an American three-toed woodpecker, except the back is all black. The males have a yellow cap in both species, so this is clearly a female. Blackbacks are a little bigger, and their back is all black and not checkered with some white like the three-toed. The behavior of both woodpeckers are identical, and they both have 3 toes, unlike more common woodpeckers which have 4. This feature might allow them to lean back even more and deliver harder blows to the tree than other woodpeckers. They are the only 2 woodpeckers who flake off bark to get at the beetle larvae underneath. We could see the bark flying. Normally you have to go to a recently burnt forest. In areas like Minnesota with fewer fires, you can find them in spruce bogs, flaking away. I read that they stay in one place for a long time and forage on the main trunk, so they are easy to photograph. This made the encounter feel a little less special, but it was still the first real success of the day.
Horizon, but I'm gonna be where the lights are shining on me, like a rhinestone cowboy.
After adding a lifer bird, we headed off to Wilbert's in Cotton to celebrate.
Sure is nice to mingle with these laid-back country folks.
After lunch, we returned to the Admiral feeders that the pine marten regularly visits. Today, we were the only regular visitors. We also still hadn't got a good shot of a great gray owl, and we were running out of time as our car approached the 100,000-mile mark, most which had been put on that day. Some birders informed us that they had just seen a great gray owl by the visitor center, and maybe he would come back. And he did, right outside our window. The great gray owl is spectacular to behold. It's North America's largest owl and has the largest facial disc by far, but it mainly is just a big ball of feathers. The facial disc is lined with feathers that get denser as they get closer to the ear openings. The ears are in the face just below and behind the eyes, and they are asymmetrical, so sound reaches each ear at different times, helping it locate its prey in the snow. It can hear a mouse's heartbeat a foot under the snow. Can't imagine being able to hear that well. But owls cannot follow movement with just their eyeballs. They must turn their head, which directs their ear towards the sound. The snow muffles and refracts the sound, so only the low frequencies get through, and it's hard to tell exactly where it's coming from. So the owl will jump off its perch to where near the sound is coming from, and then it will hover straight upward and listen with its large facial disc till it can hone in on the exact location and plunge. It has serrated wings, so it can listen while it's flying because its wings make almost no sound. One thing that fascinated me was seeing how much vertical distance the owl could cover with its last flap as it swooped up to its perch, as if it was being pulled up by a string. It's crazy to see rough grouse walk on tiny birch twigs, but it's even more crazy to see a 33-inch tall bird land on the very tiniest twig at the very top of a tree, and it holds it easily. Another bog adventure had come to a close, and despite the weather, as in the past, any day with a great gray is a great day. See you next time.